Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the book that he's read this week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is this one. It's called The Long Shoe by author Bob Mortimer. It was released as a hardback by Gallery Books here in the United Kingdom on the 9th of October 2025, and it's Bob Mortimer's third novel. The previous two, Satsuma Complex and Hotel Avocado, I've both reviewed both of them on the channel. Really enjoyed reading them. They're both typically Bob, quirky, whimsical, as is this one. And this story helpfully tells us on the front that this is a mystery with 3 or 4 suspects. So, what's this one all about? Well, the previous two books, the Satsuma Complex and Hotel Avocado, featured a guy called Gary Thorne. This, however, features a new character, and he's called Matt. His name's Matt Giles. He's a bathroom salesman, or should I say he was a bathroom salesman. Matt's taken six months' salary as a severance payment, and he's sat at home. He lives with his girlfriend Harriet. Harriet's got a really good job. She works for the Crown Prosecution Service, and she's currently working on a really, really big fraud money laundering case. He lives with his cat Goodmanson, who he talks to regularly. And this, of course, being a Bob book, this is a full duplex conversation with the cat, as in, the previous books, Gary spoke to seagulls and squirrels. Well, in this book, Matt speaks to his cat, Goodmanson, and they have full duplex, engaging conversations. And Goodmanson wants to go to watch some motorcycle racing because he likes chasing motorcycles. That's by the by. Okay, so Matt Giles, ex-bathroom salesman in his flat, lives with his girlfriend Harriet. Harriet is busy, as I said, on this major fraud case, and she thinks Matt is at home, looking for jobs and looking for flats, because the current flat they live in, the tenancy agreement is soon coming to an end. In reality, Matt is more worried about. He's got a thing about he wakes up and he wants eggs, and they've got no eggs. What's he going to do? So he basically wanders around during the day. He sees his neighbour Carol. Carol is 10 years older, divorced. They see each other in the local cafe, and he asks Carol for odd bits of advice. And Carol is one of these people that tells it as it is and very blunt. So Matt's he's in a bit of a he's in a situation where he doesn't really know what's going on. And all of a sudden, he gets a call one day from a lady called Chiara, and she's from a company called Lansdowne Estates. And she said, the flat you looked at a few weeks back with your girlfriend, it's Satsuma Heights. It's a luxury apartment, really, really nice. And she said, you're still interested? He said, well, frankly, the price was well out of our range. My girlfriend Harriet really, really liked it, but it's just out of our range. And Chiara from Lansdowne Estate said, well, how about if we come and have a look at it again, because I think we could do a bit of a deal. We could do something with the rent, and in return for reducing the rent a bit, perhaps we could ask you to do a few little jobs for us, keep an eye on the place. And Matt's thinking, well, yeah, Harriet would really like to live there. Matters are further complicated when Harriet just basically ups and disappears, leaves him a bit of a cryptic note saying, I'm off, don't worry. And Matt's thinking, hang on, what's going on here? So we have the situation where Matt is thinking, well, all right, I'll go and look at this place at Satsuma Heights, and if it's any good, then that might be one of the things that I can use to... Harriet really loved it there. Perhaps, this will be a good way of getting her back. So I'm not sure whether she's just left me or she's just having a bit of a break or what. So off he goes to see the flat at Satsuma Heights, and he comes to a deal that the owner of Satsuma Heights, most of the flats are sold, but there's a few that are rented out, and... The job he's asked to do is just keep an eye on a few other people on the same floor as Matt is. Not a lot wrong with that, is there, surely? And thus the story unfolds. It turns out there's quite a lot going on, and as it says in the front of the book, a mystery with 3 or 4 suspects. And there are some strange people living on that same floor. We have one who Matt is convinced is a little bit dodgy, but the actual owner of the whole bunch of flats, he thinks, well, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. What's he up to? And we also have a yoga teacher. So we have various personalities that Matt isn't quite sure who they are, what they're up to. And that is basically the crux of the tale. It's Matt trying to find himself in a way, trying to understand what's going on and the adventures he has while he's doing this. So he's trying to fulfill the job that he's been asked to do, and various adventures along the way, including forgetting his cat Goodmanson, who's at his old flat, and having to retrieve him. And so all in all, it's Bob in all his glory. It's a really good comedy crime caper, if you will. It's full of Bob's whimsical, quirky style. I really enjoyed it. 327 pages. Doesn't take that long to read. As I said, will Matt find out what's going on with Harriet? Will Harriet return? Will Matt find out what's going on at Satsuma Heights? Well, you'll have to read the book to find out. So, really enjoyed it. I would certainly recommend it. If you've read the previous books, Satsuma Complex and Hotel Avocado, you'll really enjoy this one. And if you just want a bit of a quirky, funny murder, well, it's not a murder mystery, it's a mystery, there's no murders, then I'd certainly recommend it. As usual with Bob, there's a little bit of jollity on the back page where people usually praise the book, and he's got some made-up quotes as previous books. The one I liked was from Ray Leather, said, "If it weren't for the words, I wouldn't believed any of it." So, good old Bob, another great effort. As for the title, The Long Shoe, well, again, you'll have to read the book to find out, but it's an ornament that's involved in one of the many capers that Matt gets involved with. So I think that's it for this week's brief book review. 10/10, till we do it again. Thanks for watching.